Hey folks, hey, it's LeeAnn from Crudely Made, where progress is a process. And today is another studio vlog. Now, this one is also a bit of old footage from earlier this year and the end of last year. So it's completely all voiceover. One thing I did do differently with this one is I am talking about business stuff during the vlog. So let me know what you think about that. You know that this channel is about me building a business, you coming along with me on the journey, highs, lows, learnings, all the good stuff. So I am talking a little bit about processing here. I'm talking a little bit about little things to think about as you're running your business, those kinds of things. Let me know what you think about that format because I like it. I think it could be valuable. You watch me work, but we're also discussing, well, I'm speaking and you can make your comments about any business stuff that I might mention. Now let's get to it. One of the things that I worked on this year was the 100-day project. I worked on it earlier this year. I didn't finish the 100 days, but I did get quite a number of days done, and I'm really happy with the outcome because I was really intentional this year. I really thought through doing something for the 100-day project that was going to serve me for the business. Serve me for the business. What does that mean? Okay, so you all have heard me talk about the new brand that I am going to be launching, and if you haven't, just a quick recap. Annie Rocket is, I talk about Annie Rocket in my intro video. Annie Rocket is a brand that I've had for many years, and previously had been a representation of me in a way that I was proud of. But you know, things and times have changed. I have changed, and I have decided to get rid of Annie Rocket as the brand. Now, I am going to do it's essentially a revamp, but it's going to be a completely new brand in terms of name and all that. The aesthetic is going to be a little bit similar to what was going on with Annie Rocket, really similar, I should say. But one of the things that is going to be prevalent is that I want a lot of the patterns, the artistic work that is coming out of this brand to feel more organic, to feel more naturally derived. So you can see from what I'm doing here that I am creating a pattern from an item making marks. And so I am taking you through just a couple days of the 100-day project. A couple days that I printed in one day because I was backed up, but don't tell anyone. And you can see some of the awesome patterns that are coming out of just these few days. So it was a really exciting project to work on because it was exciting to have you make an assumption about what you're going to see on paper based on the thing that you have chosen, and then once you get that ink on the material and you start putting it down on the paper, sometimes some amazing things happen, things that you just did not expect. So it was a great process, and I'm taking you through some of that here. And as you follow along and as I start to put out work for the new brand, you'll start to see some of the same kinds of pattern, natural, organic looking pattern start to take center stage. Back to work. Well, maybe not, but anyway, here I'm printing one of my favorite cards in the line. Very, very grateful. I'm looking pretty intent. You can see me looking pretty intently at the print. Something must have, I don't remember, but something must have gone wrong, and I'm checking it out, trying to figure it out, and running the print again so I can make any corrections. This is a typical piece of the process when doing letterpress. It is sometimes so nuanced, the changes that need to be made, or the quote-unquote errors that might be there. You see, I'm using a magnifying glass because I'm really trying to get into the details. I want to make sure that the print looks pretty much perfect. So whatever issue I thought I saw appears to still be there, and so what I'm going to do next is, you'll notice the press is literally stopping while I'm there. I turn the press off and I am going to fix the issue. Figure out what's going on, fix it, and get going again. I swear I do work. I really do. But whatever challenges I was having, I clearly worked through them, and I'm on a run now, printing a straight. It's probably 50 that I'm printing. Usually, I try to keep 50 of each design on hand. For now, that's enough volume. That's definitely enough cards for me to keep on hand for the volume of orders that I get. So once you all start to buy so many cards and start sharing with other folks, and I start to get an increase in the volume of the cards being purchased, I definitely can increase my runs. For custom orders, of course, with larger runs, I'll do more. But for the brand, for Add, Pick, and Stir, right now, I'm keeping 50 of each design on hand at a time. So as retail and wholesale orders start to ramp up, then I'll start to change the size of the runs that I'm doing for the greeting cards. And that benefits me considerably, because an increased size in the run means per card it costs less to produce, and so profit of course increases. That's one of the major things you have to learn when you are in a product-based business. Any business really, you have to think about the time, the effort, and the material, a host of things to come up with the actual cost to produce your product. And then based on whatever you're selling the product for, then figure out what your profit margins are. Those things are crucial. Those things are things that we as business owners need to think about. And sometimes when you start in smaller, your profit margins are going to be smaller profit margins, but as volume starts to increase, you can make changes along the way that has significant impact on your profit margins. I mean, everything from, like I said here, me increasing the volume of one run means that per card it does cost me less to produce. One of the major factors changing there is labor. That's one of the things to take into consideration when calculating the cost of your goods, because, like, for instance, with letterpress, every time I change a color, you see I change to pink here. Every time I change a color, it means additional labor. So if I am able to print 500 at a time on one setup, then it is definitely cheaper than me printing 100 or 50, for instance. So that's definitely one of the things that you need to think about, labor, how much your time costs, and all of those things. And you can use that as one of the factors in calculating the cost of your product. Thank you for sticking around with me. Again, let me know in the comments how you like the new format. It's actually more reflective of my personality. Dance breaks are a real thing for me multiple times during the day. Like, subscribe. Thank you for holding space with me today. See you next time.